Hello, everybody. This is Wendy. Welcome. Today, I have a fun project for you that I just really wanted to share with you and talk about. The supplies that I am using today are simply my paper pumpkin kit. So, paper pumpkin comes every month in an orange box like this. Shows up at your mailbox or at your door. And inside of it is all the supplies that you need to create the project that is inside. This month, it came with this really cool, I don't know, it's kind of like a scrapbook, I guess you could call it, but I'm going to utilize it for something different. It's got a Project Life feel to it, but it also kind of has a scrapbook feel. So it came with a pen, and it came with this really cool stamp and some washi tape, and then I'll show you the other contents of the kit. And I want to, the part that I really want to focus on is sharing with you what I'm going to be doing with this amazing thing. So the stamp is really cool. It rotates different sentiments, and it has a place like where you can stamp the date and stuff. It's really neat. And then the kits always include instructions, so that's really handy. If you're interested in getting paper pumpkin, you can go to mypaperpumpkin.com and sign up for it there, and then you can choose me as your demonstrator if you would like me to be your demonstrator. Okay, so the kit came with a bunch of different stickers and like journaling things, round stickers, arrows, hearts, and they came in like this silver chrome foil type and also in that yellow. And then there were all of these sheets of paper that were hole punched, and then there were 2 rings that came with it. So I looked and looked in the instructions, and you're going to see me doing that here in a minute, to try to figure out like how they placed them or how they organized them, but I really couldn't. It's kind of like you just do your own thing with them. So what I decided to do is I looked through all of them, and I decided, well, I wanted to mix and match the prints. So I tried to put a solid on one side with like a white on the other side and mix it all up so that I wasn't having the exact same print every single time you turn the page. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what I'm going to do with this kit. So I think I really didn't say in the kit. I read the instructions, and it really didn't say in the kit if this was intended for like a wrap up of 2016 or if it was meant to use for 2017 going forward, because one of the cards says another great year. So you could put that at the end, you could put it at the beginning, you could kind of do whatever you wanted with this. So I decided for me personally that I would use it as a journal for the upcoming year. And this is why. So I've been thinking a lot lately about wanting to write letters to my daughter and possibly give them to her when she's grown, or maybe at her birthday every year or something like that. I haven't really decided that part of it yet, but I've thought there's so many things I want to tell her and say to her that are like pearls of wisdom from just, growing up, and thoughts that I have about her and her life, thoughts that I have about my marriage to her dad. We're very happily married, and I think it's so important to pass those things on. And I think so often we get wrapped up in life and we don't always pass on the nuggets of information or wisdom or things that have been shared with us or our own learning experiences to our children. Or I think often we don't admit our mistakes to them either. And I think it's important that kids know that we make mistakes, because otherwise they try to hold themselves to unrealistic expectation. So I decided that I would start writing her a letter or a note every single day, and I'm going to use this book to do it in. And some point during the day when something inspires me or strikes me as I'm thinking of her, because of course I think of her all the time, she's my child, I will write it down in this book. And so at the end of the year, it'll be a book filled with thoughts, pearls of wisdom, ideas, and my love for her. And I still haven't decided if this is something I want to give her when she's young, because part of me wants to write in a more adult way about life. And so if I decide to do that, then it wouldn't be appropriate to give to her when she's this little. So anyway, those are my thoughts on what I'm going to be doing with this. And I thought, it'll be fun to add a few things here and there into the journal, like maybe a receipt of us going somewhere and doing something, or if I do a photo and manage to get it printed, because I do Project Life. I use the Project Life app for all of my memory keeping. So oftentimes I forget completely to print just a single photo. So I'm hoping I can manage to do that here and there throughout this album, but that's really not what this journal is about. This journal is more about me writing down my thoughts and feelings for her into a book so that it's preserved for her to look back on. I will admit that some of this is driven because I'm losing my grandma right now, and I would love to know some of her thoughts and feelings and things that she, just things that she thought about. And so I thought it would be good to do something like that for my daughter, and it will be something she can keep forever. And I really want to try to do it every single day. And then I really want to try to keep doing this every single year so that there's always like a continuous storytelling or thoughts that go on through our lives given to her. Okay, so that brings me to my goals for 2017, and I wrote them down on my blog post. And part of the reason I publish these, they are pretty personal, but part of the reason I publish them on my blog and talk about them is because it makes me accountable. If I've told all of you, then I feel like I'm accountable then to strive for those goals. So one of my goals is this, writing every day to my daughter. One of my goals is putting my cell phone down and recognizing that when I'm out with friends and I'm in a group environment, that I need to put the cell phone away, and I need to not be checking in on work, checking in on Facebook, checking in on Instagram, and also taking photos of stuff and then Instagramming it later instead of in that moment, so that I'm not taking away from the moment. And then just being more aware of how much I'm using my phone. So they say confession is good for the soul, and I am one of those people. I'm not super bad. I'm not like, I have a friend who literally is on her phone every minute. You can be in the middle of a conversation and she'll pull her phone out and start looking at it, and could be on it like the whole evening. It's very bad. I'm not that bad, but I definitely am worse than I should be. And so I don't feel like I'm setting a good example for my daughter, and it's one of those things that I know I need to deal with. So I'm going to have intention in getting time away from the phone and not being so connected or worried about what's going on the phone. So that's one of my goals. And then another goal is to continue losing weight and getting healthy. I would like to lose another 20 pounds. I've lost 13 so far, and I've been exercising and eating healthy, so I'm continuing that goal. And then there's some that I'm missing. I have some business goals as well that I always write down. And so those goals I'll just be focusing in on. One of those is to have 20 new people join my team in the month in the months of celebration, which is January to March. And so I'm looking to do that as well. If that's something that's interesting to you, you can always message me about it. And I'm wanting to really get organized in my house and stuff like that. So you notice that I've not used the word resolution at all while I've been talking. And that is because I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I'm not resolving to do anything. I am setting goals for myself. I think that New Year's resolutions tend to go by the wayside by about February 1st because everybody sets these big New Year's resolutions and then realizes you actually have to work towards them. And then when it doesn't happen by like January 25th, people are like, I'm not really working for it now. And then they give up. And so for me, using goals is very motivating to me. And so it works really well with me for my business. And so I thought, why not try this for life, right? Like everything else. So I've got my goals that I'm focused in on and working towards. This is that cute little stamp that I was telling you about. It has all kinds of cool sayings on it. And I really like the date because I'm going to make sure I stamp that each time so that I can write the date in on all of my entries in this journal. So anyway, yeah, so that's the stamp. So then I decided I needed something cute to carry all of this in because I needed the book, the stickers, the pen, the washi tape, and the stamp all in one location. And then I'm going to add a little Stampin' Spot along with it so that I could do this on the go. So if I'm sitting at a piano lesson with her or an art lesson or something like that, I would be able to take it all with me and have it in one location, one bag, and so I could just pull it out whenever that I have those few moments and sit and write my stuff out. So I have this really great bag that I got online. I got it on Etsy quite some time ago, and to be totally honest with you, I cannot remember who I got it from. It's got a cute little tag on the front that says, "You make me happy." And so all of this fits perfectly inside that bag, and my pin will go in there as well. And then I just can zip it closed and have it on the go. And the other thing I like about this bag is it's not see-through, so my daughter won't be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, if you want to see other videos from me, please click on either of the images that you see here. Don't forget that a celebration and occasions catalog start on Wednesday, January 4th. Thanks so much for hanging out. Bye-bye.